Precious is a young mother of 2 little girls. In 2010, she worked as a credit controller. Times were tough. Hey, are you Precious?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
All right, you can come in.
Thank you. So to make ends meet, she took a 2,000 Rand loan from Atlas Finance.
Hi.
But before she'd paid it off, she needed a second loan.
I was getting paid very little. I was temping at that time. I had a baby and I just wanted to survive. I had a lot of accounts and I wanted to pay them off. So I just went and sought for finance and other stuff.
Getting a second loan was a breeze. Hardly any questions asked.
I guess it's quick money, and with Atlas, they don't do any much credit checks or anything to see if you can afford this loan or not.
Then bad news. As recession bit deeper, she was retrenched and her life became unbearable.
It's awful, Deborah, because I'm a mother, for one. My child goes to the crèche each and every month. I need to take care of that. I have accounts as well. I'm young. I can't afford to be listed or something like that. So it was really awful. It was stressful at that time. I'm a very tough colleague.
But she did the right thing, contacted Atlas about repayments. They agreed to talk to the insurers. There was, after all, compulsory insurance on all their loans. Then a terrible shock. The insurers refused to pay out. They didn't see hers as a retrenchment. It was simply a temporary job that had ended. But Atlas promised to sort it out. And that was the last Precious heard from them.
Nothing. No phone calls, no letters. There was nothing. I had other accounts. When I got a job in 2011, I paid off all my accounts. And then I was debt free. Then in 2012, I went to my bank seeking for car finance. That's when they told me that no, I can't.
Because you still had an outstanding loan?
Yes.
She tracked the matter back to Atlas Finance. To her dismay, the original combined loan of 4,500 now stood at a whopping 12,000 Rand.
I said to them, I'm willing to pay you, but then I just need to know, why haven't you guys contacted me? I mean, I know these things, I work with these things. Why have you been quiet like this? You have not sent me any letters, you have not done anything. They said, no, we don't do that. You call us. You are the one that's owing Atlas.
It was to get worse. She discovered a garnishee had been issued by the Randburg Magistrates Court, ordering her employer to deduct over 2,000 Rand from her salary every month.
The case number is that side. Just go there.
No one had ever consulted her about this. So she went to the court, but there was absolutely no record of the garnishee, the case number for something entirely different. To verify all this, Third Degree went back to Randburg. We captured it on hidden camera.
694 Atlas Finance?
Yes.
Is it us?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is somebody else's case and it's another person. So this is an incorrect case. It's not your case.
No.
Right? And so that number,
It's the very same case number.
it's the same case number, but this is somebody else's case. It's regarding something against old mutual life insurance, a Miss L.
Yeah.
The court could not verify the case number, and so they ordered Precious's new employer to stop paying the garnishee. And we discovered there are many others like her.
I went there, I met this guy, then he told me, you're not the first one, ma'am. There's a lot of people, and there's actually a lawyer who is dealing with the Atlas people. You need to contact him and tell him your story. He will know what is this about.
So she did. She's currently negotiating a settlement with Atlas Finance and has reported the matter to the Council for Debt Collectors. Microlending is in some cases unscrupulous, but in others it's downright fraudulent. Charles Gilbert is a legal academic studying garnishees. In a random sample of 1,450 garnishee orders, he found a staggering 1,447 were defective or fraudulent.
Yes, a very, very common problem. When there is completely forged garnishee orders, they have not seen the inside of a court. There is a case number, which is usually handwritten in. You go to the court, I can name Randburg Court, Ruderpoort Court, Krugersdorp, Blackburn Court, and Kempton Park Court, and Springs Court, where you try and draw the file and no file exists.
Or it's in somebody else's name.
Yes, where the file does exist and the parties are completely different.
And he says fraud is on the increase precisely because magistrates are increasingly reluctant to issue garnishees. We decided to further test Gilbert's research to see for ourselves how widespread the problem is. We asked a well-known Johannesburg company if we could audit their garnishees. They had 25 of them out of a staff of over 400. Shockingly, not a single one was above board.
Every single one was defective. Every single last one. Forgeries, excessive interest, excessive legal fees. In one particular case, a woman had a judgment taken against her for 754 Rand. She's had 21 deductions of 150 Rand taken against her. So she's paid over the loan, paid off the loan again, and probably twice again still.
The problem is rampant. Recently, law firm Edward Nathan and Sonnenberg audited a major multinational company. It found a whopping 59% of the garnishees were illegal or invalid. In some cases, the garnishee was for the employee's entire pay package. In one instance, 283 workers simply got nothing at the end of the month.
Rules have been bent, they've been twisted to exploit the vulnerable employees, excessive interest rates, excessive costs, and any fees that can be passed on to consumer are passed on. And it's just the poor consumer that is suffering at the end of the day.
To stop the abuse, government plans to tighten up legislation. And it already has a behind-the-scenes commitment from big banks to cut back on garnishees. The National Treasury told us there is no place for those who abuse the system.
They should be prosecuted and certainly taken out of the system. Lending is important to the economy. It's what gets economic growth. It's what gets people to make investments, generate jobs in the economy. So we should be very careful. You know, credit is good, but that doesn't mean that all credit is good. There's good credit and there's bad credit. And to the extent that we can get rid of bad credit, that would be helpful.
Coming up, we put allegations of fraud to Atlas Finance.